Embrace the bold. And get ready to reveal the legacy within you. At North Carolina Central University, aspirations turn into achievement. We grow and we lead, propelled by a rich history and a vision that never stops. From lectures to labs, from books to beats, we build tomorrow. Grit unites us. Ambition drives us. We take flight. Join us if you're prepared to soar. Be bold. Be successful. Be an eagle. North Carolina Central University, where purpose takes flight.
Good afternoon. I would like to welcome everyone to the North Carolina Central University Strategic Planning Town Hall session. My name is Johnny Sutherland, and I am the Associate Vice Chancellor of Strategic Planning and Assessment and Deputy Chief of Staff. We have been working for several months on this strategic plan. This town hall session is going to include a robust overview of where we are in the planning process. This session is a key component of the stakeholder engagement phase. Many of you have been involved at other levels. Thank you. Today's session will focus on draft goals and objectives. We have 2 more stages of input on the goals and objectives before we begin to develop targets, which will be specific actions to accomplish the objectives. Today's town hall is being streamed live via YouTube. Considering that we have a lot of information to share and limited time, we ask that you note your questions and suggestions regarding the goals and objectives and share them via the survey after today's meeting. The survey is available now at www.nccu.edu/strategic plan. That's www.nccu.edu/strategic plan. The survey will be available until Friday, May 30th. The replay of the town hall presentation and the draft goals and objectives are also available at the same website. It is very important to us that we hear from you regarding this town hall session and the strategic planning process. We can't emphasize enough how much we appreciate your participation today. At this time, I would like to introduce our Chancellor, Dr. Karrie G. Dixon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sutherland. And hello, Eagles, friends, and partners. Thank you so much for joining us today as we talk through our strategic plan. Your involvement in this planning process for the next 5 years is critical to our success. We are building a roadmap, and for those who have already participated, thank you so much for helping us make this a successful process in building our strategic plan going forward at NCCU. It is a new day, and we're excited about this process and your participation. So first, let's talk about the strategic planning process. I will tell you that the process has been inclusive and collaborative from the start. And this is something I really wanted as part of this building on our roadmap for the next 5 years, is having every voice heard. And so thank you again for your participation and bringing your feedback to us. The Strategic Planning Committee includes representation from students, faculty, and staff. So we wanted everyone involved, everyone participating, and bringing that voice to this process. In addition to the committee's work, we gathered valuable insight through campus-wide surveys and one-on-one interviews with a diverse group of stakeholders. I went out into the community, I met with business partners, I encouraged people to please have their voice heard as we put together this strategic planning process. So let's talk about the process itself. Our process began with data from interviews, surveys, and committee discussions. We currently are at the stage where we are looking at the goals and objectives. This is the goals and objectives development stage. And this is where your feedback is most critical. So thank you again for participating in today's webinar. Once goals and objectives are finalized, the Board of Trustees will review them and begin finalizing those goals and objectives. Final approval of the plan follows finalizing our goals, objectives, and target development. So once we get to that point, we will be ready to make this strategic plan official for the next 5 years. So our mission statement, just to give you a review of our current mission statement, there are no changes being made to our mission at this time. It continues to guide our direction and remains a strong foundation for our work. So we will keep the mission statement as is, and just wanted you to take a look at it once more and know that we will continue on in this direction. Our vision statement, we are expanding our vision statement from regional influence to global impact. So that's how we're looking at the future. What are we doing to prepare our students for their global impact, and how that comes together as part of the vision for NCCU? And this new vision emphasizes our growing strength in defining research, academic excellence, and meaningful engagement at a global scale. We must be competitive, and we're positioning ourselves and our students to do that in a way that they are and will make an impact on the world. So in looking at our core values, we are introducing 4 new core values. 4, excellence, impact, opportunity, and innovation. These values reflect how we are responding to a rapidly evolving higher education landscape and how we are positioning ourselves to lead in both purpose and practice. As you all know, after COVID, the landscape of higher education has changed, and we need to make sure that we are positioning ourselves to continue forward and to be competitive in this evolving higher education landscape. So each value is described in detail on the slide. Please take a look. First, with excellence, we are committed to providing a high quality education that fosters critical thinking, creativity, and lifelong learning. Impact, we believe in the power of service and community engagement to make an impact. Opportunity, we are dedicated to providing opportunities related to education and resources for all students. And lastly, innovation. We are dedicated to advancing knowledge through innovative research and creative endeavors. Feedback and development of goals and objectives. The goals and objectives will be presented by my executive team. They will provide insight as they help to develop the base stakeholder and community feedback that we have received thus far. So some emerging things that we have created our goals and positioned these areas to be the goals that we want included in the strategic plan. The first is academic excellence. Then we have student success, sustainable growth, operational excellence, and transformative engagement. These are not yet tied to specific targets. Those will come after the BOT reviews and approves. So basically what that means is our Board of Trustees will take our targets based on these goals, and they will review and approve them to make sure that they are comfortable with the direction that we are going. Today's feedback is a vital step in finalizing this framework. This is an important piece of the process because we want to hear from you. And you will learn more about how we can receive your feedback on what's being presented today. At the conclusion of this presentation, you will hear from me again, and I will provide some next steps for each of you to continue to provide your feedback and for us to take into consideration as we continue to define this strategic plan before it is presented to our Board of Trustees for approval. At this time, I will introduce Dr. Ontario Wooden. He is our Provost and Chief Academic Officer. He will present the goals and objectives for academic excellence.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chancellor, for that wonderful background into our new strategic planning process. So goal one, academic excellence. We want to position NCCU as a nationally recognized leader in academic innovation, excellence, and student success by expanding high-quality programs aligned with emerging industries, modernizing academic infrastructure and technology, elevating faculty and student achievement, and advancing research and scholarship to achieve Carnegie II status. This is important, and what we want to do is use these 7 objectives to reach that goal. So we want to create new degree pathways aligned with emerging markets. We've already started our center around artificial intelligence. We're doing cybersecurity work and work in public health. We want to create new degree pathways, both at the undergraduate and graduate levels. These are areas that the market is trending toward, and we want to make sure that we're both proactive and responsive to our market. We want to invest in research and achieve the Carnegie Research Classification. Our goal is to elevate our research profile by increasing our doctoral programs, securing more competitive grant funding, and supporting faculty scholarship. Thirdly, we want to recruit and retain exceptional faculty. We cannot develop new degree programs, nor can we develop new research programs and achieve R2 status without investing in our faculty and recruiting and retaining exceptional faculty. Fourthly, we want to expand community engagement. NCCU has a long history of being involved in our community locally and globally. And so it's time for us to expand our community engagement model, rethink some of the things that we're doing in service learning, and increase the amount of work that we're doing around project-based coursework. Fifthly, we want to advance the UNC system performance metrics. There are a number of metrics that the system has set forth that we're going to have to achieve if we're going to continue to be a high-performing institution. Those metrics include increasing our 4-year graduation rate, being more efficient in getting those students graduated, reducing our first-year student debt, reducing our transfer student debt, monitoring the number of credits our students earn each semester and each year to keep them on track to graduation in 4 years. These metrics are important because they reflect our accountability to students and taxpayers and are central to state funding and our institutional reputation. Sixth, we want to establish an academic technology infrastructure that promotes faculty excellence and enhances student success. A robust digital environment that will enhance the teaching and learning experience for our students and our faculty and keep us competitive in a technology-driven educational landscape. And finally, for goal one, we want to strengthen our community college partnerships. So there are a number of agreements that are in place now. We want to revisit those. We want to develop new agreements to be sure that we are addressing the needs and the expectations of our workforce, both in the region and the state, in collaboration with our community college partners. At this time, we'll have Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Angela Coleman, discuss Goal 2. Dr. Coleman.
Okay, thank you, Provost Wooden, and thank you, Chancellor, as well for that introduction. So, colleagues, I am here today to talk about the reason that we are here at North Carolina Central University, and that is our students. So, under Goal 2, let me slide here. We will be talking about the student experience and our efforts to promote student success, satisfaction, and well-being. And so you often hear me speak about the well-being of our students. The university is a place where you live, learn, and play. All those things matter together for our students. And so in our first objective, we plan to prioritize the enhancement of housing, athletics, recreational, instructional, and research facilities. We saw this theme related to facilities and infrastructure. It was reflected several times throughout the stakeholder feedback surveys and discussions. And so NCCU, as we enter a new and exciting phase in our evolution, we are reimagining our campus as a place where every corner contributes to our Eagle student success, whether it's a residence hall, the gym, a classroom, or the student center. We all know that a beautiful, functional, and inclusive physical environment directly impacts how students feel and how they thrive on our campus. So we will increase student success and improve the overall student experience by enhancing academic support services, strengthening our academic degree programs, as the provost spoke about, enhancing our living learning environment, and promoting innovative co-curricular activities. And so as I speak today about the student experience and the objectives that go along with this goal, you'll find that several of the objectives are connected, related to enhancing the facilities, designing flexible learning spaces, and enhancing accessibility for students with unique needs. And so as it relates specifically to the first objective and enhancement of facilities, the metrics and some potential ideas that we plan to look at as targets as we measure this have to do with capital investment milestones, student satisfaction surveys, facility usage rates, and meeting accessibility standards and benchmarks. And so you ask, why does this matter? Why is this important to us as a university? Well, as I already stated, our physical campus is a key part of the student experience. So we need modern, accessible, and functional spaces to attract top talent, foster the engagement of our students, and to support student learning and wellness. Second objective, expand academic advising, financial aid support, mental health, and wellness services. So this is an effort to support the whole student and what we talk about in terms of holistic development. So at North Carolina Central University, we believe student success, it doesn't just start and stop in the classroom. That's why we are investing and continue to invest in wraparound support services that address every aspect of the student experience, from mental health and academic advising to financial wellness. Whether students are choosing a major, managing stress, or trying to make ends meet, we want our students to feel seen, heard, and supported. And so we're going to be looking at metrics and targets related to student to advisor ratios, appointment wait times, financial aid disbursement timelines. So that's very important to our students in terms of refunds, as well as our mental health service utilization rates. Student success is tied not just to academics, but to their ability to navigate financially, emotionally, and through some developmental challenges. And so meeting these needs head on for our students is going to be essential to their overall retention and well-being. Objective 3, develop robust career preparation pathways that align academic and student programming with evolving workforce needs. So success doesn't start at graduation. It begins way before that. Career readiness for our Eagle students starts on day one. We are building clearer pathways from classroom to career, ensuring students are mentored, coached, and connected to opportunities that will prepare them for a global workforce. Important metrics that we will be examining for this objective include our internship placement rates, graduation employment data, because we want our students to get gainful employment, and of course, employer satisfaction feedback. And so again, this is always critical for us. Students come to college to get a degree and to get a job. And so our students deserve a clear path from the classroom to a career. Bridging academics and employability is going to ensure that our Eagles leave us career ready and competitive. Objective 4, increase student participation in global experiences, preparing students to lead in an interconnected world. And so this objective 4 also ties back to objective 3. We want our students to think globally and lead locally. And so in an interconnected world, global experiences aren't luxuries. These are necessities for our students to be competitive. So at NCCU, we are committed to increasing opportunities for international learning, cultural exchange, and civic leadership so our students lead with vision and empathy. Again, items that we will be looking at as potential targets and metrics, we're going to be looking at participation rates in study abroad and global virtual exchanges, the diversity of destinations that we are able to have our students visit, as well as assessments in global competency. And so we know that the global experience builds leadership, adaptability, and cross-cultural skills that are going to really be indispensable in today's workforce and in society. All right, let's get to the next couple of objectives. Okay, objective 5. From the classroom to the real world, building life-ready leaders is what we do at NCCU. And so objective 5, we plan to enhance student development by cultivating essential life skills and promoting a culture of social responsibility to prepare graduates for personal and professional success beyond the university. So we know college is more than just grades and GPAs. It's where our students become adults who solve problems, lead with emotional intelligence, and show up with confidence in every room they enter. And our Eagle students, at North Carolina Central University, we are embedding essential life skills into every part of the student journey, whether it's mastering time management, navigating financial choices, or promoting respectful dialogue. We are equipping our students to thrive in work, life, and community. And so ultimately, our goal is to graduate Eagles who soar with purpose and who give back just as much as they achieve. Participation in co-curricular programs, participation in volunteer and community initiatives, student leadership roles that students are engaged with, as well as post-graduation exit survey data where we are hoping that our graduates will report that they are feeling prepared for life after college. Again, this is critical to what we do at North Carolina Central. Beyond academic success, we want our graduates to be resilient, socially conscious citizens, and effective leaders in their communities. Number 6, design flexible learning spaces, including adaptive classrooms and hybrid learning environments to support online education and evolving student needs. So we want there to be learning without limits and flexibility for the future. Today's students learn everywhere, okay? From their quiet dorm room or, residence hall, I won't say dorm room, but their quiet residence hall corners to the buzzing student center lounge to Zoom screens often at midnight. We are embracing this reality as a campus by transforming our learning spaces to be as dynamic and adaptable as the students who use them. And so what is this going to mean for us? This means classrooms that move with moments, move with movement, and technologies that connect beyond campus, and environments that welcome every type of learning style. So that's very critical. We have various students on our campus with various needs. And so we are really moving into a place without limitation to address the needs of our students. And so we know that at NCCU, learning doesn't just happen in traditional classrooms with rows of desks, that it happens wherever our students are and wherever their curiosity lives. And so again, why does this matter? The learning needs of our students is evolving. It's constantly evolving. It's evolved in the past several years, and flexibility allows us to serve a broader range of learners and prepare for future modes of delivery. Objective 7, enhance accessibility and programmatic opportunities for students with unique needs. At NCCU, accessibility is not just an add-on, and it's not just an afterthought. It's really the foundation of the work that we do for our students. So we are committed to building a campus where every student, regardless of physical, cognitive, or emotional ability, can thrive academically and socially. And so again, this means classrooms that accommodate, programs that empower our students, and a campus community that embraces all learners, from the residence halls to the rec center to virtual spaces. We are rethinking as a university every environment through the lens of inclusion and with the needs of our students in mind, because when we build for the margins, we uplift the whole. And so we really are focusing on a universal design for our campus. And this also ties back to objective 1, if you remember, where I spoke about facilities and infrastructure. And so, what we're really trying to do here is tie everything together. Every student deserves an environment where they can thrive. Enhancing accessibility on our campus strengthens our housing and facility and how we design those. That's objective 1. Improves student advising and mental health delivery, which ties back to objective 2, and ensures that our hybrid and flexible classrooms, objective 6, work for every learner. So everything here is interconnected and interrelated. So this is going to be essential for achieving our goal of a transformational student experience that supports all Eagles. And finally, as Eagles, we rise together. Strengthen the academic success, personal development, and well-being of student athletes. Okay, and note the term student athletes. They are students. And we are deeply committed to the well-being and academic achievement of our student athletes. These Eagles, they're not just champions in sport, they are scholars and they are leaders. And our efforts will ensure that they soar in every arena. And so specific targets that we are proposing to look at include academic performance metrics, KPIs, key performance indicators, such as graduation rates. And we're also going to be looking at their participation in wellness, and not just wellness, but also leadership development programs. And so finally, to bring this home, again, why does all this matter? For Objective 8 and our student athletes. Our student athletes are leaders on and off the field. And so supporting their full development sets a standard for excellence across the entire institution. And so as I wrap up on Goal 2, the student experience, you can hear that each of these objectives speaks to a deeper commitment to student success, where every NCCU student, no matter their background or passion, will have the resources, preparation, and experiences to transform their potential into purpose. And so at this time, I would like to introduce my colleague, Ms. Lori Wilcox, who serves as the Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance, to review the next draft objective on institutional sustainability.
So thank you. And I appreciate the theme that has started to be laid out about cross-divisional collaboration in achieving any of the goals that we set forth. And you're going to see that coming even more so forthright within this goal as well. So Goal 3, institutional sustainability, ensure financial strength and resource optimization. In this, we want to advance strategic, sustainable institutional growth and financial strength by expanding enrollment, modernizing infrastructure, optimizing resources, and enhancing philanthropic partnerships and community engagement. And so here are some of the draft objectives. First one, strengthen financial stewardship, accountability, and transparency. Within this, and why is this important? Well, we have limited resources, and we need to partner together and make sure that we're using every dollar possible to advance these goals that we're actually setting forth in this strategic plan. It's going to take all of us looking at those dollars and making the best decision about how we utilize them to drive the institution forward. Transparency is important for building institutional trust. We need to have that trust factor within one another, as well as build that trust factor with donors and potential partners in order to drive additional dollars to come forward to the institution. Also, we want to make sure we set some measures. How do we measure that success? So we want to make sure there's donor satisfaction. We also want to have surveys that are driving forward to make sure that it makes sense and that we're achieving these goals and objectives we're setting forth. Some targets that we can set, of course, to meet this is making sure we have a thoughtful, planned, balanced budget. Also, we have to identify core financial reports that help all the local department managers understand where their dollars are going, what dollars they have left, so they can make those strategic decisions at a local level of those limited resources. Also, we want to make sure we have clean audit outcomes. We need to be held accountable, spend the dollars, book the dollars appropriately. So we have those clear audits and clean audits going forward. We also want to make sure that, again, we're satisfying the business needs for the institution, because we in finance are a service entity. We need to make sure that we're helping to service you and that you can spend your time and energy on those mission critical acts within your areas. So I have the great pleasure to share this, and as I said, it's a shared goal and objective with others across leadership. So I'm going to turn it on over to Provost Wooden.
Thanks, Lori. In addition to Objective 1, in increasing institutional stability, we want to grow targeted enrollment through online access and market alignment. We have had an influx of adult learners, military affiliated students and graduate students who want to attend NCCU, and we're going to expand access and online support for those students. These students represent a growth pipeline for us, and it also expands our student profile. This also takes some of the pressure off of us having to recruit more first-year students and the challenges that come with managing the undergraduate population. It helps us to expand our reach, fulfill our mission, and respond to regional and national labor markets. So we want to grow our targeted enrollment areas. Objective 3, we want to increase student retention, persistence, and graduation through data-informed academic support and targeted engagement strategies. And so we want to make sure that we're monitoring our 4-year, 5-year, and 6-year graduation rates. We want to make sure that we're providing academic support services that support the success of our students. This objective is, I guess, at their core, show that our students are achieving their goals and that the university, going back to my earlier comments about the system performance metrics, that we are meeting those goals. This objective shows and will enhance our reputation, strengthen the performance funding that the institution receives, and most importantly, will show that we're serious about student success. At this time, Vice Chancellor Hester will continue our conversation around institutional stability.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Provost Wooden. As we move forward in this collaborative goal of institutional sustainability, when we look at university advancement, we want to unify advancement under a single model of integration. And I'll tell you why. Integration drives synergy. When we're looking at philanthropy, research development, and corporate partnerships operating as one, this helps the university maximize both mission impact and financial return. We want to break down the silos to help create a unified advancement model that aligns resources and relationships for greater results. This integration will allow us to present a single compelling case for support, whether it's someone is a donor, a research partner, or a corporate ally. The future of advancement is going to be very collaborative. We are all fundraisers. And by linking research, excellence, and philanthropic priorities and industry relevance, we unlock transformational gifts and partnerships. Our unified model improves coordination. It will help us increase efficiency and ensures every external partner sees their impact across the full spectrum of the university. Our fifth objective is to strengthen alumni engagement. Alumni are lifelong members of the NCCU community. Our goal is to deepen their connection and give them meaningful ways to contribute beyond giving. We're shifting from asking for support to offering engagement through mentorship, events, career networks, and taking pride in being part of NCCU's legacy. Engaged alumni are not only donors, they are ambassadors, recruiters, and mentors who enrich every part of the university experience. We're investing in personalized communications and making sure that we're reaching all alumni and making sure that all alumni stay connected no matter where they live or what they do. And by celebrating our alumni stories, we can reinforce a lifelong sense of pride and belonging. Goal number 6 references us institutional advancement working in collaboration with athletics and why that is important. because athletics unites the community and inspires pride. And when paired with advancement, it becomes a powerful driver for philanthropy. Every win on the field is a chance to tell the story of impact off the field through scholarships, leadership, and academic success. We're building a joint campaign that celebrates athletic achievements while supporting university-wide priorities. Athletics engages passionate audiences. Our strategy converts fans into donors by connecting their passion to NCCU's mission. So if we have unified messaging between athletic and advancement, it will allow us to amplify stories of perseverance, pride, and potential. And last but not least, we certainly want to increase merit and need-based scholarships. Scholarships are the most direct way donors can invest in student success, helping students to not only attend, but stay and graduate. Every scholarship opens a door for a first-generation student, a high achiever, or someone facing unexpected hardships. We're not just funding education, we're investing in leaders, innovators, and community change makers. Scholarships directly influence enrollment, retention, and graduation, and they are essential to our mission and momentum. With donor support, we are building a robust pipeline of diverse, talented students who will thrive at NCCU and beyond. These goals that we have presented collectively create a roadmap for sustainable financial and enrollment growth and long-term impact. Through expanded enrollment, good financial practices, and fundraising alignment, the university will be positioned to succeed for generations to come. And now I will turn it over to our Executive Vice Chancellor, Mr. Alan Goodson, to discuss Goal 4.
I hope you could hear me. A more capable and competent workforce leads to innovation, improved student outcomes, and a culture of continuous learning. Objective 1, professional development. We have to continue a culture of continuous learning. Participation rates in development programs, faculty staff satisfaction surveys, and promotion rates will be potential targets that we'll look to for our operational excellence goal. Objective 2, develop a performance-based accountability framework across divisions. This helps every unit understand how their contributions move the university forward and where adjustments may be needed. Potential targets for creating an accountability framework across divisions are focused on annual performance dashboards, reviewing our KPIs, and engaging more in-depthly for our progress reviews. Accountability is one of our key areas, and this goal helps us bear that out. Creating a succession planning process to maintain optimal production across campus. Objective 3. Planned transitions reduce disruption, and they also help maintain momentum on key initiatives. That's why this objective is so critical. Succession plans in place for critical positions, internal promotion rates, standard operating procedures, and reviewing leadership bench strength is very important to ensuring that we have a strong succession planning and continuity plan. Objective 4, data-driven decisions for technology, facility, and operations. We want to use data-driven decision-making to help advance the institution. Sound decisions backed by data ensure we are investing where it matters most, responsibly and strategically. So looking at utilization rates, as my colleague mentioned before, conducting a cost-benefit analysis and operational efficiency metrics are critical to ensuring we are making data decisions for our investments. I want to move now to Objective 5, strengthen risk management practices. Enterprise risk management is something that the institution is already doing, but we can do more. A well-prepared institution is one that can weather challenges and remain focused on its mission. So conducting annual risk assessments, ensuring that we are offering the right training for our staff, and having incident response benchmarks is critical to ensuring that we manage our risk appropriately. Objective 6, invest in competitive compensation structures to retain and attract talent. When we value our people, they invest their work back into the institution. So looking at market salary comparisons, turnover rates, and looking at our workforce to ensure that they are trained to be competitive in the salary structure is critical. As we deal with things in our environment like inflation and the cost of living as it continues to increase, we must look at a competitive compensation structure. And we will do that with this particular goal. I want to move now to number 7. Attract, develop, and retain a high-performing faculty and staff by fostering a culture of excellence, teamwork, and continuous growth in alignment with the university's mission and strategic goals. Our institutional culture is one of our strongest assets. It shapes how well we work together, but also how we are perceived. So developing and retaining high-performing faculty and staff will ensure that we continue to support the institution adequately. But that staff must also be in alignment with the university's missions and goals. So looking at climate surveys, engagement scores, and finding ways to retain high performers who meet the university's strategic goals will be critical to our advancement. And last but not least, campus safety. Enhance campus safety through proactive prevention, emergency response, and collaborative and community engagement to ensure a safe campus environment. As mentioned, campus safety is paramount. A safe campus empowers learning, fosters trust, and strengthens our community's bond. So training, emergency preparedness drills, reviewing our crime statistics, being proactive in our environment, all help build a safer campus for all. Together, these objectives build a strong, more responsive, and future-ready university. They reflect our commitment to our mission, our students, and the people that serve our students. And we're excited about this goal. I want to go back, if I may, just to read. I believe there was a sound issue earlier, but I wanted to read Goal 4, which is achieve operational excellence by optimizing people, processes, technology, and facilities to create a high-performing, accountable, and service-oriented institution. The objectives in this goal do just that. And now I want to turn it over to Mr. Sutherland.
Thank you, EVC Goodson. What you've heard thus far is feedback from 4 goals and all the objectives that are aligned with those goals that really focus on what's going on at the institution primarily. Goal 5 looks outside of the institution in 2 critical ways. One is how we brand and position all of the activity that's going on the campus, but also what organizations, entities, companies do we need to develop partnerships with to support the initiatives that my colleagues talked about? So transformational engagement, we want to strengthen NCCU's impact as a driver of economic development by aligning academic research and community engagement efforts with Durham, the Research Triangle, North Carolina, the nation, and the world. If we look at objective 1, enhancing branding and marketing, this is hugely important. We are very committed to telling the NCCU story, its legacy, its academic achievements, its contributions to society. We want the name North Carolina Central University to ring out whenever there are discussions about impact, economic development, community engagement, academic achievement. We want our university to be a part of those discussions. A strong, consistent brand builds reputation. It attracts top students and faculty. It strengthens alumni pride. And it fuels enrollment and philanthropic growth, which you've heard about previously. This also means we need to showcase the superlatives on campus to the larger community. Rather than describe what a branding campaign does, we want to talk about the impact that NCCU has. And some of the ways we want to do that is with brand awareness surveys, social media engagements, and increasing our media reach. If we look at the second objective here, deepening strategic partnerships in the research triangle, why is that important? We have a close proximity to world-renowned businesses, and they are one of our greatest assets that we need to enhance. By aligning our academic strengths, as the provost mentioned in Goal 1, with these industry needs, we prepare students for high impact careers and enhance regional economic development. Economic development and impact are the highlight of this objective. NCCU needs to be seen as critical to responding to the market needs and to the needs of all 11 million North Carolina citizens. We want to increase these relationships and partnerships and employer-sponsored programs, but we also want to increase these joint research opportunities. Objective 3, strengthening community and grassroots engagement. Why is that important? As Durham's hometown university, we have a responsibility and an opportunity to uplift the community. These efforts deepen trust and they build mutual value and ensure that NCCU's growth benefits our neighbors. We are a key cog in the community, and we need to do as much as possible to ensure the health of the community. The local community is growing and changing, as are we. Shared interests can not only help shape positives in the community, but it can also assist the university in tackling challenges and opportunities. Metrics that we will track to do that include increased community agreements and entrepreneurship program enrollment, working closely with them. Objective 4, foster external engagement across sectors. This is hugely important because we need to work with all of these institutions to expand applied research and accelerate economic and social development. We want to build long-term partnerships with these organizations in a multi-level way. These partnerships are essential to solving real-world problems, from health disparities to workforce gaps, but they also enhance our academic relevance and influence. So we want to build these external collaborations and grant-funded, secured partnerships such that we can support all of the items and metrics that my colleagues mentioned on the campus in order to grow the campus, in order to extend our reach beyond the environs of the university, establishing these kinds of partnerships are critical. When we think of NCCU, we want to think about impact on job creation, discovery, community problem identification and solutions, small business growth, and campus positioning locally, regionally, nationally, and globally. At this time, I want to turn it over to our AD, Dr. Skip Perkins, to talk about Objective 5.
Thank you, Johnny. Objective 5, strengthen athletics for Division I competitiveness and recognition. We are investing in our athletics programs to ensure sustained success at the NCAA Division I level, both on the field and the classroom. Some of the specific targets are win-loss records, student-athlete GPAs, graduation rates, athletic fundraising totals, and a national media exposure. This matters because a strong athletic program energizes the campus, engages alumni, attracts students, and raises NCCU's national visibility, while reinforcing our commitment to excellence in all areas. Now I'd like to turn it over to Chancellor Dixon.
Thank you so much, AD, for concluding with our last objective within the goal that Mr. Sutherland presented. I just want to thank everyone. Thank you, Cabinet. Thank you to all who have participated. Thank you to our Board of Trustees. Thank you to Mr. Johnny Sutherland for leading this process along with MGT. We are greatly appreciative of the process thus far, and we want to make sure that we hear from you. So again, thank you for attending today's town hall. And as we conclude, I want to invite you to complete the strategic plan survey by scanning the QR code that you see displayed in front of you on the screen. You can also visit www.nccu.edu/strategic plan and click on the Share Your Feedback button. And that button will be at the top of the screen for you to complete the survey. Now, we need your feedback in completing this survey by Friday, May 30th. Again, Friday, May 30th, we need your feedback. So you may view the strategic plan materials and other important information on our website, and that's noted there for you to view as well. And together, we will build a future that not only meets today's challenges, but also positions NCCU as a leader in higher education for generations to come. We want to continue to move forward. We want to elevate, take it to the next level. And this is what we are so excited about. And your participation will help us to reach that goal as we think about and strategize and be very intentional about the next 5 years at NCCU and what that looks like in making sure that we are establishing the things that are necessary for us to meet these goals and objectives that you have heard today. So thank you for making this strategic planning process a collective effort. Everyone was involved. We want you involved. If you missed out before, we want you involved now. And we want our students to continue to provide insight. I want to thank all the students who have done that thus far. Thank our faculty, our staff, our alumni, area leaders, partners, and the broader community. Thank you so much for your participation. And if you want to call a neighbor, call an alum, call anyone and say, hey, look at this presentation today on YouTube, give them the QR code and help them to be able to provide their feedback to us as well. These strategic priorities will serve as our roadmap. It will guide us for the future of NCCU as we move towards greater academic excellence, increased impact, and sustainable growth on both the regional and the global stages. Your voices are instrumental in shaping the future direction of our beloved university. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your time in shaping NCCU's future. We want to hear from you. Remember, surveys are due before or by May 30th. So you have time. Get us your feedback and your reflections on what we have presented today. Thank you, Eagle Pride Amplified.